You quit your job to follow your soul's calling. You abandoned relationships because they were low vibration. Now you're broke, isolated, and calling it enlightenment. This is spiritual bypassing, and Krishna would call it out immediately. The Bhagavad Gita isn't about escaping reality, it's about mastering it. But somewhere along the way, spirituality became an excuse to avoid responsibility, run from problems, and justify laziness as detachment. You see it everywhere now. Someone ghosts their family and calls it setting boundaries. Another refuses medical treatment because everything is karma. But here's what Krishna actually taught. In chapter 6, verse 16, he says, "There is no possibility of one's becoming a yogi if one eats too much, or eats too little, sleeps too much, or does not sleep enough." Notice what he's emphasizing. Balance, not extremes, not rejection of the material world, balance between spiritual practice and practical living. Krishna never told Arjuna to drop his bow and meditate in a cave. He told him to fight his battle while maintaining inner peace. Do your duty, handle your responsibilities, just don't let them own your soul. The problem with modern spirituality is it's become a status symbol. People collect crystals but can't hold a conversation. They talk about manifestation but forget that action is part of the process. They preach detachment, but they're really just avoiding commitment. In chapter 3, verse 20, Krishna reveals something crucial. By performing their prescribed duties, King Janaka and others attained perfection. Therefore, you should perform your work for the sake of educating people and for the benefit of society. King Janaka was a ruler, managing kingdoms, making tough decisions, dealing with politics. Yet he's celebrated as one of the most spiritually realized beings. Because he didn't run from worldly duties, he elevated them. Real spirituality makes you more capable, not less functional. It should help you handle stress better, build stronger relationships, make clearer decisions. If your spirituality is making you helpless, dependent, or disconnected from reality, it's not spirituality. It's escapism with Sanskrit words. And as Krishna would say, Arjuna, detachment doesn't mean disconnection. It means doing without dependence. The truth is brutal. Spiritual bypassing is easier than actual growth. It's easier to say I'm manifesting abundance than to learn new skills. It's easier to blame past life karma than to take responsibility for current choices. Krishna's message in chapter 5, verse 2 cuts through this illusion. Both renunciation and the yoga of action lead to liberation. But of the two, the yoga of action is superior to renunciation. Action beats withdrawal. Engagement beats escape. Living fully beats running away. Here's the shift. Stop using spirituality as a shield against life's demands. Start using it as fuel for handling them better. Pray, but also show up for work. Trust the universe, but also trust your own effort. The highest spirituality isn't found in isolation. It's found in the mess of daily life, handled with grace, wisdom, and responsibility. Spiritual growth should make you stronger in the world, not weaker. More reliable, not more flaky. More grounded, not more delusional. If your spiritual journey is making you unemployable or unable to function in basic relationships, you're not ascending, you're just hiding. True spirituality doesn't escape the battlefield. It enters it fully awake. If this challenged something in you, comment one area where spirituality became your excuse. Subscribe for truths that ground you in reality while lifting your consciousness. Because remember, the goal isn't to leave the world. It's to master it, just like Krishna taught Arjuna on the battlefield of life.